Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we're relaxing as per usual. What are we going to talk about? I don't know, to be honest. I do see some Discord messages which I need to respond to. I should have recorded this earlier. I didn't. I did record some Fall Apart Pokemon Go instead. So, you know, at least was productive in that way of recording. I will say, I'm actually working a lot more on Animal Crossing Fawnhallow now than I have been, which is good. So I think I am on track at least to finish it by this year. So starting for next year, we'll use this one, and then I'll retroactively do a previous one. I don't know if I'll do a previous one in time for this year, but if I can, I'll try. But anyway, good evening, everyone. I'm here with a late night broadcast. I hope I can make it through this. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 1:46 AM on Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, or what should be Tuesday, 20th January 2026. So I'm recording this a lot later than I should be, and yeah, we'll probably cut it off a bit earlier than usual, but hey ho. What am I going to talk about? I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just trying to sort of think about what sort of things I wanted to cover. I guess I can talk about more what I did on the weekend. I mean, obviously, Soul Mighty Supreme. I also just had a thought about, like, I know I talked about Zootopia 2 in an Animal Crossing episode. I don't remember which episode that was. No, I did talk about Zootopia 2, never mind. Because I tried to search it. Oh, I see, I typed it, I put Zootopia. Because I tried to type it, and I was like, oh. Because I saw Zootopia 2 is now the highest grossing animated movie. And I'm like, makes sense. It's a pretty good movie, all things considered. Sure, what new nickname have we got? Gold Star, sure. It's quite a grandiose one. But yeah, I saw that Zootopia 2 had, is now the most highest grossing animated movie. Or Hollywood movie, I think, in general, isn't it? No, Hollywood animated. But I was like, that can't be right, it can't be Hollywood movie, because I'm pretty sure like half of Marvel movies are above it. But yeah, it's because there's a Chinese movie called like Neja or something, which is about Neja 2 or something, which I've never seen, but is above it, which also made big news. Big enough news that my parents actually told me. Like, oh, when I spoke to them about it, being like, oh, because they know I like animation and stuff. Like, did you hear about this? But yeah, and I tried to search my videos, and I was like, I know I spoke about it, but like, where is Utopia 2 in my videos? Turns out I spelled it wrong this entire time. Fair enough. Yeah, but what else am I going to talk about? Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to talk about, so on Sunday we saw Mighty Supreme, but there were two other things we wanted to do. One was buy a tent, which we didn't end up doing, but two was we also went to basically a pub which supposedly had pretty good reviews for the food. Like their Sunday roast apparently was pretty darn good. It was basically like, I don't know, it was in some video my friends saw. They watched it, and then they saw like the recommendations of this person going to like the best Sunday roasts or something in the UK. And then one of them, you know, was accessible to us and our friends. So my friends were like, hey, let's go check it out and have it. So we did. How did I find it? I thought it was pretty good, you know, all things considered. Is it the best roast I've ever had? That's an interesting question. I think it might be. But I've also not had many roasts. Like, I've had, like, home-cooked Sunday roasts, of course. I've had, like, school dinner sort of roasts, which aren't exactly known, I think, for being... They're fine, you know, certainly given the circumstance. And, I think the only other time I can remember having a roast, like a British pub or something, was we had it once as a family. I don't even remember necessarily why, but we just did. We just went out and we had a roast. It was pretty decent. But this one actually was genuinely pretty good. Like it came a lot with, but the parts of it I didn't think were that good. Like I actually thought the Yorkshire pudding was a bit weak. Meat itself was pretty good, but it came with like nice sides as well. It came with some pigs in blankets, very delicious pigs in blankets. Cauliflower cheese, good cauliflower cheese. Carrots, okay carrots. Salad, fine salad. Potatoes, brilliant potatoes is what I'd say. And I think my friends would agree that the potatoes were somehow just the absolute best. But yeah. What else to say about it, to be honest? Because I'm not really much of a roast girl, you know? Like, what would you imagine in a typical Sunday roast? But there's parts of it I certainly do like. But I don't think any of it is like standout amazing for me. You know, the meat plus the gravy, obviously the highlight, that's pretty good. And it depends on the meat, depends on the gravy, I think. Weirdly, I actually think gravy is one of my favourite parts of a roast, which sounds stupid to say, but it is genuinely pretty good. Potatoes, I feel like I go back and forth from potatoes, you know. Because I think in general, you know, potatoes is not that high a carb. I personally rate. I personally put rice above it. I also probably put noodles above it. Probably about equal tier to bread, I think. Maybe it's probably above bread. But like average roast potatoes, not a fan of. Great roast potatoes though, they still hit the same level of greatness I think that other people hit greatness with. But then the veggies can be a real mixed bag, I think, in roast dinners, because I like roast vegetables, yeah, pretty good. Like carrots, fantastic in a roast meal. Broccoli, I just like broccoli, so I'm all for it. Parsnips, amazing in a roast meal. In a roast. Cauliflower cheese, not a very common one, I would say, in a roast, but I also think genuinely it's pretty good. Depending on how they do the cheese. What else do you often see? I actually quite like onions in a roast, to be honest. Like roast onions, but that's not very common, I think. But yeah, I can remember the first time I had parsnips was actually in a school, like Christmas roast lunch or something that we had. It was like in primary school or something. And I thought they were just carrots. I was like, oh, white carrots, interesting. And I had it and I was like, this is the most delicious, one of the most delicious vegetables I've ever had. I even remember thinking, like, asking the dinner lady, being like, what is this vegetable? And she was like, it's a parsnip. And I was like, wow, I actually really like this. And I even remember going home to my parents and being like, can we have parsnips one day or something? And I bought it and I had it and I was like, delicious. It's very random, like, because I'm sure it's happened to other foods, but the two I remember it for is one, parsnips, and two, the other one I remember is for baby corn. So I remember I went to a friend's house and I actually really like sweet corn a lot. But he had like a baby sweet corn as like part of his meal, and I'd never seen baby corn before, so I was like, what's this? It's like tiny baby sweet corn. Obviously they told me what it was, I had it and I was like, this is delicious. So I remember going home to my parents and being like, I had this thing called baby corn and it was really tasty, can we have it? So I feel like the typical thing is you go home to your parents and be like, can we have a sweet or chocolate or, you know, some unhealthy thing, and they'd be like, no. And here am I being like, can we have parsnips, can we have baby corn? I'm just saying, baby corn and parsnips, very, very good vegetables. I think it's also because, you know, your taste buds change, like from a child to teenagehood, and parsnips and baby corn are some of the actual, it's a bit rarer, like sweeter vegetables. Like carrots nowadays I also find sweet, but when I was younger, I've spoken about this before, I did not find them sweet. I found them incredibly sharp and then not quite bitter, but sort of teetering on bitterness. But now carrots genuinely taste different to how I remember them tasting. Because I remember, this is so stupid, but I remember when I was younger eating carrots, not like them, I ate them just because, you know, being healthy. I was a good kid, eat my vegetables and all that. And I remember reading or hearing somewhere about like tastes change as you get older, and my parents said that, or something like that. So I was like, I'm going to commit what these carrots taste like to my memory, so I can remember in the future if they taste different. And I can tell you, that is, I don't often remember what food tastes like, to be honest. I just remember, like, in general, did I like it, did I not like it? I am getting better at remembering food though. That is the one of few tastes which are solidified in my brain of what they taste like. And those carrots definitively tasted different back then to how they do now, which I think is crazy. Maybe it's different carrots, maybe. maybe. But at the same time, it's like, whoa. Anyway, Sunday roast. It was a pretty cool, good Sunday roast, all things considered. I wonder where the best Sunday roast. Best? There's a whole Wikipedia page on it as well. Hold on. Before we go into it. Consists of roast meat, yes. Roast or mashed potatoes. Fair. I do prefer roast potatoes generally. Sunday roast. Components such as Yorkshire pudding, gravy. I like stuffing. Actually, I genuinely like stuffing quite a lot. I don't know why. I also remember the first time I had stuffing was the same meal. I had parsnips in my primary school Christmas lunch. And I was like, what is this? And I tried it and I was like, this is delicious. And I have no idea why. I don't know. There's something about it. I think it's very fragrant. That's probably why. Many condiments such as applesauce, mint sauce, red currant, mustard, cranberry sauce, or horseradish sauce. I very rarely have any of those. Gravy is normally enough for me. Range of vegetables, broccoli, yeah. Brussels sprouts, I'm fine with Brussels sprouts. I do like them more now, and I think it depends how well they're cooked. Cabbage is okay. Carrots, I like. Cauliflower, yeah. Parsnips, great. Peas, actually, I think peas, hot take. I don't like them much in a Sunday roast. I feel like the vibe that they have doesn't complement the roast that well. It's my personal opinion. Which is weird, because I think boiled carrots can work okay, or steamed carrots can work fine in a roast, but peas for some reason don't to me. I don't have a good reason why, although I will concede they are pretty good with gravy. Am I that opinionated about roasts? No, you can eat roast however you want, to be honest. Whatever you want in a roast, put it in a roast. But yeah, it's like, if I had a choice of what to put on a roast, I probably still would put peas on. But I probably wouldn't put that many peas on, compared to proportionally how many parsnips I would put on my plate, you know? That's just a pocket difference. Oh. That we'd have. Oh. But yeah, I'm certainly glad I tried it. Like, I say this about my friends, they're the ones who go out and find these very interesting food experiences, which I do appreciate. And I appreciate, I think, more and more as I get older, actually. Like, teenage me would not have cared for it in the slightest, but would do it anyway. Me now, I'm like, it's not my favourite thing in the world. Don't win me over with this. But I did like it, nonetheless. So I appreciate my friends actually finding something, so then I can also tag along and have these experiences. So yeah, I don't know, okay, that's what I was going to say. UK best Sunday roast. That's going to be very, very subjective. So we'll kind of have to see what people say. Okay, that one's interesting. I've actually heard of that one before. It does look pretty good, so maybe that. This one I've not heard of. That also doesn't look very appealing to me, I will say. Or maybe these are not just great pictures. Now that one looks good. And that was also a thing that you could have like different meats on it, and we had like, all of us had a different meat. Like one of us had the lamb, one of us had the pork belly, one of us had the beef, and I had the chicken. To try all different ones. Which one do I like best? I think the pork was the best. The chicken was pretty good, all things considered. I don't even know if I had the lamb, but I'm not crazy about lamb, mind you. So, what forums? Best Sunday roast, UK travel. There's a picture of my melody for some reason. Oh, posh roast versus proper roast. I gotta see it now. Maybe I'm more of a posh roast sort of person. That doesn't surprise me, I suppose. I don't know. A very classic thing. Well, like all these British dishes we have, which are more known for, you know, fish and chips, Sunday roasts. They're all very artery clogging, sort of like, you know, English breakfast. They're all just like massive, huge, like artery clogging sort of things, aren't they? Wild, isn't it? Anyway, I don't really have anything more to say about Sunday roasts, but it was a pretty good one we had. So, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Adam Crossing New Horizons. I've been Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time. almost at 15 minutes. Hold on. Bye bye for now.